Welcome back to Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder. I'm Mindy.
And I'm Megan. We are so happy to be back with you. Hope everyone listening today is having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to be listening to the Angela Marie Hammond case that happened back in 1991. And of course, they decided to mow right when we decided to record today, which is fine. So if you hear the mowing, we apologize. Hopefully, when I edit, it'll come out. But anyway, What's new with you, Mindy?
Not a lot. You and I had a fun adventure last week. We got to go to Springfield on a little sister trip. So that was fun. And I subbed from the last time.
Like the official last time ever.
Over a week ago. Yes. And
nice.
So that's nice.
Yes.
What about you? What have you been doing?
The Springfield trip was fun. Yeah. Last week we went and stayed a night in this cute little
cottage.
Yes, it was adorable. And we did some investigation, you could say, or some
driving around.
Yes, to a couple case locations. So we do try to actually go on location and do some of those things. So
yes,
anyways, that's what I've been up to too, really.
Okay, well, today we are going back to 1991. Here are a few fun facts from that year. Okay, so
91. The
most popular car that year was the Honda Accord.
Very reliable.
I remember those models. Yes, very reliable.
Trustworthy.
The favorite song of 1991, and I am going to bellow this out, is Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. You want to help me?
Let's go.
Okay. Everything I do, I do it for you.
Oh, I think that was Robin, the movie.
Was in that?
With Kevin Costner.
I never saw that.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Also, the favorite movie, speaking of movies, was Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Not mine.
Never have seen that.
No, not my cup of tea, but.
Big events that year. Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls won their first NBA championship that year.
Hold on. I got to just say something real quick.
Yeah.
To Kaden. Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. Just saying. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Also, in 1991, grunge music was really popular. The breakthrough album, Nevermind by Nirvana, helped define the grunge musical style.
I had that poster.
Then. Oh, yeah. Everybody wears their Nirvana t-shirts these days, don't they?
Yes.
Super Nintendo Entertainment System released its 16-bit console in North America, whatever that means.
Mom bought that for us.
Oh, okay.
We were big into, I would have been in late middle school.
Big into Tetris.
Or early. Yeah. We played Super Nintendo all the time.
All the time. First Women's World Cup was that year. The United States won the inaugural FIFA. I guess that's the name of the cup.
I think it's FIFA.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Women's Cup, World Cup. And 20 this is weird that I'm saying it this week because something just happened kind of like that this week. 20 paintings were stolen from the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. The paintings were worth $500,000.
Yes.
And were found in an abandoned car.
I mean, $500,000 in 91 would be
a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is crazy since the Louvre,
was robbed blind. Yes.
Terrible.
And the top 10 baby names of that year, top 5 girls' names are Ashley, number 1, Jessica, 2, Brittany, 3, Amanda, 4, and Samantha, 5. And then the top 5 baby names were number 1, Michael, 2, Christopher, 3, Matthew, 4, Joshua, and 5, Andrew. Now, I was just curious. So I went ahead and Googled top 3 names of all time. I'm talking like in the U.S. of all time. So listeners, think about this. What do you think those names were? I'm going to give you 4 seconds.
So the top 3 girls' names of all time and the top 3 boys' names of all time.
Okay, you get 5 seconds now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top 3 boys' names are James, Michael, and John.
Yes.
Top 3 girls' names are Mary, Patricia, and Jennifer.
And I mean, I'm not surprised by Mary, but honestly, Patricia and Jennifer.
I know, right?
Those are
But I do know a lot of Jennifers.
Do you know a lot of Patricias?
I do not.
I don't either, but You know,
I don't.
mean, I don't know. When Mindy started reading this list, I don't know about you guys, but it made me think of that song, "A Little Bit of Monica in My Life." Amanda, Ashley,
Yeah. Jessica, Brittany.
all the names. Anyways, that's good. That's interesting.
Shall we get into the case?
Let's go.
All
Angela
right.
Hammond.
All right. So, Clinton, Missouri is a quiet and peaceful farming community in the heart of America. It's just like an hour and a half from Kansas City that sits on Truman Lake. The case that I'm about ready to talk about isn't just a missing person case. It's a case that will make you question how safe you really are. And we did go to this location and it looked crazy safe. So
yes,
we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about Angela Hammond. She was born on February 9th, 1971, to her parents, Marcia and Chris Hammond. They lived in Kansas City until she was 4, and then in 1975, they moved to Clinton, Missouri. Clinton, Missouri is a quiet town of about 8,000 people.
So, yeah, I mean, we're talking about, like, I'm trying to think. I mean, kind of like a Kearney or an Excelsior, a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly.
But
very,
anyway,
very safe seeming the area that we went to and stuff.
Yes, it did seem like a very, very safe area. And we're going to talk about the particular spot in which she was taken here in just a minute. At the time of Angela's disappearance, she was 20 years old. She was really popular. She was known to be ambitious. She had dreams. She was explained to be, full of optimism and the life of the party.
Aww.
Just, and
it's fun.
Yeah, just a fun girl. And she, at the time of her disappearance, was engaged to her fiancé, Rob Schaefer, who happened to be in high school. She was just a little bit older than him, but he happened to be in high school at the time of her disappearance. He was known as the everything Clinton athlete.
Kind of all-American.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. And he played football and was really, really good at it. And he aspired to go into the military soon.
So she was 20, and he's, I'm guessing, like around 18. He's a senior in high school. So yeah, that's not totally
abnormal. No.
Yeah,
it sounds like they're both very mature and, like, they said ambitious and
like a typical kid that age in 1991.
And then in January of 91, Angie found out that she was pregnant.
Oh,
so evidently her and Rob were both super excited about this. He wanted to be a dad and he wanted a future with her.
Yes.
So he went straight out. He bought a ring and proposed.
So this was not like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant. What are we going to do? Like, this was like, oh, you're pregnant, maybe sooner than we wanted, but we love each other and wanted to be together.
Yes.
Okay.
And all their parents were super supportive and excited. This was a really good thing.
Nice.
So they decided to move in together into a little trailer home. And like I said before, Rob was planning on joining the military. So they're living together now as he's finishing out high school, and was actually 4 months pregnant at the time of her disappearance.
I know. It's
awful. But anyway, Angie they called her Angie. She was actually taking classes at CMSU.
Nice. Also known now as UCM.
UCM, yes. And had dropped out and decided to instead work as a night processor at the Union State Bank in Clinton.
Okay.
So the couple was super happy, everything was going great, and they were looking forward to their life together.
Yeah.
Aww. Well, okay. So the evening of April 4th, 1991 is when the mayhem starts.
Oh.
Yeah. Following a barbecue that night at Angie's mom's house, the couple left between 9 and 9:30 because Rob had to babysit his little brother. Now, I don't really know how old the little brother was, but Rob had to go to his mother's house to take care of his little brother.
Okay, that late at like 9.
Yeah. He was due over there, so that's where he was. He and Angie.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that says to me, like, hey, y'all come over, whatever was going on, and watch Justin, my little brother. Like, he sounds like not only just a nice guy, but like a nice brother and son, and
a good all around good guy.
Yeah.
So him and Angie, he went to go babysit, and they just made plans to catch up later that night. They live together now. So
I'll see you at home later.
Yeah. So Angie dropped him off at his mom's house, and she said, I'll call you in a few hours. She said, told him that she would call him. And, guys, this is like way, way before cell phones. So When she
or
said
GPS or any of that.
Yeah. So when she said, I'll call you later, I'm assuming she meant like through a payphone.
Because they didn't have a phone.
They did not have a landline they didn't have a phone, no.
At their
the
trailer.
trailer, they did not.
Okay, so that's why she was going to be using the paper.
So according to Rob, he said, I was going to meet up with her uptown as soon as my mom got home. I was watching my little brother at the time. Okay. So in the meantime, and this part of the story hits home completely. In the meantime, Angie meets up with her best friend, and her name is Kyla. And they do what we did in the late 80s and early 90s, and they went cruising around Clinton.
Oh, yeah.
Just driving around.
What else was there to do, right?
Right.
Let's cruise town.
And they had a town square, just like we had growing up in our little town, that they met at night. I'll meet you at the square. There were no cell phones. Like, you showed up at the square.
Yeah. I'll meet you uptown.
Deal. So that's what they did. They just drove around all night, and I'm sure they were listening to music and, probably Bryan Adams, right.
Exactly.
All that. Anyway, Angie, she is 4 months pregnant. She got tired and dropped Kyla off at her house at 11:15 p.m.
Okay. So it's pretty late.
So that's the last time Kyla ever saw her, and really ever seen, I think, maybe ever.
And talked last time she talked to her.
Yeah. After that, Angie made a decision that would change everything. She drove to the nearest payphone that was closest to Kyla's house. And this payphone was at 210 South 2nd Street, which back then, that payphone was in the parking lot of a Food Barn supermarket.
Right.
Yeah. It's now a pediatric center, but it is still the same building as it was back then.
Still the same building, and the parking lot, I think, is still set up the same. Obviously, the payphones.
The payphones are gone. But the parking lot is pretty small.
Yeah. And again, though, we were just caught off guard about how public that area was.
Yeah. Lots of traffic.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, even 11:15 at night, it probably would have been busy, I would think. But
well, and I don't think in 91, I mean, I'm thinking of myself, like at her age and in this town I've grown up in and been safe. I'm not going to worry about stopping at this payphone in the middle of town.
Not even a little bit.
No.
So this location, this payphone, was about 2 or 3 miles from Rob's house. So not that far.
Right.
And records show that she called Rob. It was between 11:15 and 11:23 from this payphone.
Okay.
And basically what they were doing is just chatting. They told each other about their day. They made weekend plans and just talked on the phone. Yes, we used to do that. Literally just sit and talk on the phone for hours about all kinds of stuff. And she told him that she just wanted to go back to their trailer home, take a bath, relax, and go to bed.
Yeah.
So they continued talking for about 20 minutes about their night and what they've been doing. Then Angie mentioned to Rob during this conversation something that really caught Rob's attention. And they said that he sat straight up in his chair when she gave him this information.
Yeah.
As she was on the phone, she noticed a 2-toned green pickup with a fish jumping out of the water decal on the back. And this truck, so you can imagine the water jumping decal. I remember those back then.
That took up pretty much the whole back glass.
Yes, the whole back glass decal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this truck kept circling the parking lot very slowly.
Ugh.
And she couldn't see the driver, but had a feeling, she told Rob, that someone was staring at her. The pickup truck then pulled right up beside her car. The driver got out and came up to use the phone next to her. He was only there for a moment before returning back to his vehicle.
Right.
Okay, that's when Angie's voice became really shaky as she described this man to Rob.
Obviously she's getting a little nervous here at this point.
She described the man as dirty, scruffy, long hair with a beard. She said he was filthy, wore black trim glasses and overalls, and had a dark baseball cap on.
Because, I mean, at this point, he had walked pretty close up to her. And so she got a pretty good picture of what he looked like.
Yes. So she told him what happened. So then, he was standing there next to the payphone, but he never used it. Then he went back to his truck started rummaging around in it with a flashlight
Mhm.
as if he was looking for something. If you ask me now, I'm sure that he probably was looking for a gun or a knife, don't you think?
Something
to
intimidate her with.
yes.
Yeah,
And
probably.
so this behavior really alarmed both Angie and Rob. Now, I wanted to say that, Angie should have just gotten in her car and left.
Right.
But the thing is that parking lot is really small and he was parking right next to her car. Perhaps that's what he wanted her to do. It might have been easier than nabbing her from the phone like we're getting ready to talk about. It might have been easier for her to be getting in her car and him just to push her in and take off or something like that.
Well,
I
I
don't know.
can see with that parking lot where it would be easy for him to kind of barricade her in.
Yes.
Because we think the payphones were either down at a corner where she would have kind of in her car could have kind of got blocked in, or he could have like been parking kind of behind her.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yeah, I think now that we've seen that place, I can see, because my thought too was that just jump in your car and take off.
Right.
I can see where sounds like it was pretty up close.
I feel like she was just kind of trapped at the
I do too.
booth. And I don't know if it was a payphone booth that you literally walked into or if it was just like a phone was nailed to something, or if it was a booth, because that makes a big difference if you're in a booth.
Yeah. From what I have read a little bit, it sounds like it was kind of like that old school, like they were just on the poles, but two phones like side by side.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway, she's on the phone with Rob. Rob is trying to calm her down. He told her, he said, maybe this man needs to use the phone. So Rob could hear Angie ask him if he needed to use the phone. And he said, no, I'll try again in a minute. That interaction bothered both of them, but they continued their conversation. They keep talking. Then suddenly everything changes. Rob hears Angela scream sharply in the phone and then hears the phone hit the side of the phone booth. He then heard a man's voice say, I didn't need to use the phone anyway. And the line went dead. So Rob immediately, as all people would do, he immediately drops his phone, bolts it, gets up, bolts to his car, and he knows where the payphone is.
Sure.
I mean, it's a small town. He knows
just
where
a couple
it is.
miles away.
Yeah. So he races to that grocery store, to the payphone in just a few minutes.
Didn't call 911 though, right?
No. Well, no.
And
I mean, he did not
that.
have a phone, he did not. And he should have before he left the trailer park. But he thought, well, I mean, she's being abducted right this second. I'm out.
Absolutely.
So as he's
not absolutely.
Yeah. As he is approaching the payphone, he sees headlights coming towards him. And remember, she described to him the vehicle. So as the vehicle gets closer, he realizes that it is the truck she described. It's a green Ford pickup with a fish jumping out of the water decal on the back.
That's descriptive.
Then,
Pretty descriptive.
Then he saw something that would haunt him for the rest of his life. In the passenger seat of the truck, he could see a woman, Angela, struggling with the driver.
What a nightmare.
She was not just taking this. She was fighting. She was leaning over the driver's lap, and as the truck passed Rob, she managed to scream out the window, Robbie!
Oh my gosh.
He heard her screaming. So Rob knew immediately what had happened.
This is such a nightmare.
He knew that was a truck. Angie was in it. That was her.
She was being abducted.
She is being abducted. So without hesitation at all, Rob slams on his brakes and put the truck in reverse. And the chase was on. Rob followed the pickup truck and had it in reverse to pursue this truck that had taken Angie. Well, then Rob followed the truck for about 2 miles, pushing his vehicle as hard as he could. But in his desperation and the adrenaline of the moment, his aggressive driving had consequences. Oh, guys, this part is so heartbreaking. The rapid U-turn and hard acceleration dropped his transmission.
Oh, because he'd thrown it into reverse really hard and then driving so hard. Oh, this is awful, you guys.
And then he says the abductor's truck took a really sharp right turn at high speed. Rob tried to follow, but his truck just began to slowly fail. And like I said, the transmission gave out and then it came to a complete stop in the middle of the
Oh
road.
my gosh. Can you imagine?
No, naturally, he got out and started running.
Oh, bless his heart. I can
But
just picture this.
That wasn't going anywhere, obviously. So then he just starts trying to flag down people.
Right.
Well, evidently someone did stop for
Stop.
him and took him to the police station. There are different reports saying that he actually asked this person to go this direction
To follow
a truck. And this person said, I will not do that, but I will take you
to the police
to the police station. So,
And I understand that person's thinking,
mm-hmm.
but I don't know. What would you do in that situation? You pick someone up and they're like, my girlfriend just got abducted.
In 91, I would have chased him.
You totally would have been like, where? Let's go.
I would have. I've been 19. I would have totally been like, yes, let's go get it.
But today,
in today's world, I may have said the same thing as this woman.
I don't know. That's you just don't know. How scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that was the last time he saw.
Yeah. So that's the last known sighting of her. Legitimately.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Ever.
Yes. So he goes to the police station, and like I said, at approximately 12:05 a.m., he told the officers everything. Of course, they looked into him hardcore.
Of course.
And we'll get to that in a second. But investigators immediately tracked down all the green pickups in the state that matched the description. More than 200 volunteers joined the search. Local residents marched through thick wildernesses. Is that a word? Wildernesses.
I think
they searched overgrown fields, abandoned buildings. The state police computer search found over 1,600 trucks matching the descriptions. And of course, whoever did it, I'm sure took the decal down.
Well, yes, right.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure they did something to the truck immediately, probably.
And just to be thorough, the truck was described as a Ford, but just in case, they also searched for all Chevy trucks that might fit that description.
So they were trying.
Yes. So
it sounds like, they took him seriously right away.
Right away.
Good.
But yes, alongside Rob Schaefer, he was questioned. They also questioned Angela's ex-boyfriend, Bill Barker. They were both questioned for over 5 hours, and both submitted a polygraph test, and both passed.
Okay.
And he was babysitting his little brother, and I still have the question, like, how old was the little brother?
Right.
Was he okay?
We were like, yeah.
But there are rumors going around that Bill was actually the father of Angela's baby, but that was never sustained.
And was that a rumor after she went missing?
After she went missing, that was a rumor.
So not before.
No.
So it was kind of a rumor started out of this situation.
Yeah, so that was just people struggling for an answer and making rumors. Yes. So both of them were quickly excluded from the investigation. Rob's story was corroborated by 2 independent witnesses that came forward and said that they saw a 2-tone green pickup with a fish jumping out of the water decal in town the days leading up to her disappearance. Yes.
So is it a possibility then this guy was just like trolling Clinton?
Could
waiting
be, yes.
for an opportunity? We don't know.
Okay, well, the way he was circling around really slow and then walked up to the payphone and went back to his car, I just feel like this was just a random act. And we have the theories we'll get to in a second. But
I'm like,
I think he came up and used the phone or tried to use the phone to test her out, maybe. I don't know. And then went looking then that's when he decided, I'm going to do something.
She's vulnerable.
And then that came the flashlight and he was looking for something. And that's when he decided, I'm doing something.
So it may have just been here's a girl by herself.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, it's easy too for us to be like, because I also what if Angela would have been like, dude, you're freaking me out. I'm telling my boyfriend to call 911 right now if you don't leave. I'll get back. You're freaking me out. I don't know if she would, but of course, again, in 91, she's lived in this town, been fine. So
Okay, so let's talk about some theories at that time. Okay. At that time, there was a known psychopath serial killer named Kenneth McDuff.
Yes.
He had been paroled in 1989 and was believed to have returned back to killing immediately after
the minute he was
paroled. I don't know why he was released or anything about that, but he had a history of abducting, raping, and murdering women. He was eventually arrested in Kansas City, Missouri in May 1992, just over a year after Angie's disappearance. When asked about Angie's death, McDuff denied any involvement, but admitted to many other murders. He was actually executed in 1998.
I think he's on our list of possible cases to review. Yes.
So, I mean, him, we'll never know.
So it could be him, but he was executed. And so,
Yes.
I mean.
Okay, so this next guy, Larry Dwayne Hall, oh my gosh, I have read so much about him. He is quite the character.
Oh, no.
He has been linked to multiple murders, including, well, I'll tell you about that here in a second.
Okay.
Linked to many murders and had claimed to have responsibility for many others. Though known for making confessions and then recanting them, he did this all the time.
Just playing with people.
Yeah. In one interview with Hall, he claimed to have buried at least 5 victims in the Mark Twain National Forest in southern Missouri. Now,
I've been there. That's creepy.
You've been there?
Yes. That's creepy to think about.
Yeah. When pressed about these victims, he said, just out of nowhere, 3 of them are from Springfield, referring to the infamous Springfield 3 case, guys. And he said that they were from small towns, but cannot remember the names of the towns regarding the other 2. Some believe these 2 victims might have been Angela Hammond and Cheryl Ann Kinney, and that we will talk about in just a minute, Cheryl Ann Kinney.
So he never said, like, her name or, like, but said, I did kill 2 other people, and it could
3
be
others.
And it could be.
Yeah.
She could be one of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Or no, he said he's buried at least 5 victims, and he said 3 of them were the Springfield field, and some believe the other 2 may have been Angela Hammond and Cheryl Ann
But
Kinney.
he never said
No.
Okay, he didn't make a false, technically. Okay.
Then we have the Tommy Lynn Sales. He has been dead since 2014. He was executed in Texas. Sales was believed to have murdered at least 22 people across many states, including Missouri. He had driven various pickup trucks throughout his life and was known to steal them, trucks in particular.
Right.
His victims were predominantly women who were usually petite, like Angie. Sales had long dark hair and at the time sported a thick, dirty beard, and that made some believe, he matched the description that Angela gave
on the phone
to Rob. Yeah.
Yes, with the beard.
And So those are really the only leads. Now we do have police.
Which is what, 3 known killers?
Yeah. Ugh. And they're dead and gone. So on April 19th, 2 weeks after she had been taken, the search started to die down a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They didn't know where to begin, and there was no one inside. And that area, Clinton, you keep going south, you get into the Ozarks, Springfield, and there's a lot of water around there.
The Missouri River.
Yes, it's just, there's so many places. But anyway, police continued their investigation and began to theorize links to other cases in the area. So here are a few of those police theorized links.
That they, like, meaning what link? Like, as in, like, the same person could have.
Yeah, it was kind of the same kind that, like, these crimes are kind of linked to what happened to her.
Got it.
So 4 years before Angela was kidnapped in Crystal City, she wasn't kidnapped in Crystal City, Missouri, but in Crystal City, Missouri, which is about 4 hours away from Clinton.
Yes.
18-year-old Diana Brungart was working as a cashier at a convenience store. She was seen leaving her job on the night of March 11th, 1987. So yes, 5 years before Angela disappeared, saying she was going home to study for a high school exam. She never even made it to her car.
Oh, shit. Not even to her car.
No. Her car was left exactly where she parked it, and there was no sign of her at home or at work, nowhere. The last witnesses to see her said they saw her in her car, parked, talking to a man, and that she was never seen again.
Ooh.
A sketch was drawn of that possible suspect that those people said they saw her with, and when coworkers were shown this image, they said that had been her last customer before her shift ended.
Oh, shoot. So
they drew a, sketch of the possible person. And yeah, other people that were there said, yeah, that matched the description of the person we saw her when she was in her car talking.
And has Diana never been found again?
Never. That was it. Never.
So she's a disappearance.
Yes.
That hasn't been
from
solved.
1987.
Okay. That's
38
awful.
years ago. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then in 1991, on January 19th, 4 months before Angela was taken, This was in Max Creek, Camden County, which is about an hour and 15 minutes east of Clinton.
Okay.
42-year-old Trudy Darby.
I've heard this story, I think, somewhere. Go ahead. Sorry.
She was also a convenience store clerk, and she worked till about 10 p.m. She was closing up when she just glanced out the window and saw two men loitering near the store. She had a bad feeling about them in her gut. And so she called
people, go with your gut.
Always go with your gut. So she calls up her adult son to see if he could come over because they were kind of freaking her out. Like, can you come over, help me close up and walk me to my car?
Smart.
So, of course, sorry, got a frog in my throat. So, of course, he said yes. And he headed over. When he arrived, it was eerily quiet. There was no one in sight, and the store door was unlocked.
Oh my gosh.
Trudy was nowhere to be found. Cash register was empty. He immediately reported it. 2 days later, on a gravel road about 20 minutes from that store, blood and hair were found. So the police started searching that area, and a river nearby, they found Trudy Darby. She had been shot twice in the head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry.
She did everything right.
Yeah, okay.
You okay? Do you need a drink?
I do not smoke, by the way.
I got some tea over here.
I'm good.
She did everything right. Like, these people are freaking me out, calling your husband, and still.
And I later read that when they had got to the lake to dispose of her body, they opened the trunk and they thought she was dead, and she was not. Sorry, mayhem here, people. So they shot her again and then put her in the river. So that's why she had been shot twice.
So they think that's what had happened to her? Or they know? Like, that person was never caught either, right? Who did that to Trudy?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then 1 month later, on February 27, 1991, in the town of Nevada, Missouri, which is about an hour southwest of Clinton, 20-year-old Cheryl Ann Kelly was also a clerk at a convenience store at night. And let's see, she was closing up her convenience store for the night just after 10. She never called anyone, and her car was still sitting outside the store when the first shift arrived.
All night.
The people who had came to work,
the next
morning, her car was still there. The janitor who had been there that night with her left just a couple minutes before Cheryl was due to close up. Always wait for the ladies to leave, guys. He later said that when he still left after seeing this, there was a man still in the store with her. Then later on, two separate people who just happened to be nearby around 10:15 p.m. said that they heard screaming that night from that area.
Around the store?
Yes. And Cheryl and Kelly was never found.
This was in Nevada. Oh my gosh. That's where we got Layla. Yes, Nevada. I think is that on like the other side of like Belton and stuff that way, maybe Nevada.
I'm not sure where it is exactly.
I've
been through there a couple times.
I mean, it's a little kind of a little small town. So there's like a convenience store stalker.
Yeah.
In the area.
Yes. Targeting convenience stores.
And women who are there alone.
Yes.
So if you work anywhere where you close up alone, I hope you have a process to keep you safe.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then of course we have to mention the infamous Springfield 3 case. And that's when Cheryl Levitt, Susie Streeter, and Stacy McCall all disappeared from Cheryl Levitt's house in June of 92, over a year after Angela was taken. So that case, all of these cases happen kind of in the same area. Okay, now go back to the Trudy Darby case, like I promised you.
Yes.
Okay, so in 1994, the Missouri State Police received a tip in the Trudy Darby case. A man named Jesse Rush had told people that he and his half-brother had been involved in a murder. According to Rush's confession, he and his half-brother had planned a robbery. They entered the convenience store, showed a handgun, and forced Trudy to empty the register. So they came forward and said all this.
So I wonder, she had called her son. I wonder how far her son, what?
I just think a handful of
minutes.
Handful.
Just minutes.
Yes.
Okay, and they've robbed her?
They robbed her. They got $220. I mean, seriously, after robbing the store, they abducted her.
Why?
Took her to an abandoned barn. In that abandoned barn, she was physically and sexually abused. Then they shot her in the head. Then I already told you what happened. Then
Yes.
she wasn't
Oh,
dead.
the
They put
night
her in the trunk.
they disposed of her in the Nightingala?
Yeah.
That's where we have
Go
go
on
canoe trips.
trips.
Oh,
Yes. Float trips.
yeah.
Lots of float trips.
At the
Yeah.
Nightingala.
That's where he disposed of her.
Oh,
Yes.
bless her
So,
heart.
yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
they opened the trunk. Oh, no. Oh, how awful. Okay.
Well, they messed up because they ended up telling a whole bunch of people about
Of
this,
course
bragging about
they
it. And so
did.
Jesse Rush and his
Asshole.
half brother were arrested, charged, and, with kidnapping and first degree murder.
Okay.
Now, this part just blows.
Okay.
Wait, I think I'm going to get to that here in a little bit. Let me continue on. I'll get to that.
Okay.
Now, Jesse Rush, also made disturbing references to other women they had kidnapped and murdered.
Right.
And as we talk about this, there's all kinds of this going on in this area.
Yes.
Okay. In one letter, Jesse Rush wrote, he said if the authorities knew everything they had done and all of the other women, meaning him and
His
Marvin
half-brother.
Chaney, that they had killed, they would both be on death row. Instead, they both got life in prison. Now, neither had any strong links to the other cases of Diana, Cheryl, or Angela, though Jesse Rush did match the description of the last person Diana had served at the store. But with what they did to Trudy and the other cases are so similar, it seems likely there could be more victims out there.
Oh,
don't you think?
For sure. I mean, if they did something like this, I'm sure it wasn't the first and only time.
No.
And all those, that's not a coincidence.
So Jesse Rush and Marvin Chaney, have always been the strongest persons of interest in this case.
So they've been the top two for
the Angela Hammond, yes.
Now, which one do they think it was then? Because it was just one, we think, man with Angela.
Right. Jesse Rush matched the description.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So hold on, I got to take my sweatshirt off.
Getting warm.
I'm dying.
Getting warm in the closet.
So yeah. So anyway, Marvin Chaney has since passed.
Of course.
So we don't know anything about that. Jesse Rush, like I was getting to a couple minutes ago, sorry. He, by the way, released.
What?
Out. Yes.
How?
He
Why?
is out and about, you guys. So watch out for him. He was indeed sentenced to life without parole because of Trudy Darby and for the terrifying things he did and the many letters he wrote from prison, just admitting to stuff. But in 2012, the Supreme Court ruled that mandatory life without parole sentence for children 17 or younger, because he was under 17, was unconstitutional, and Jesse Rush was released in 2022.
Because he was a minor at the time of the incident.
Yes. So
that's
watch out, because he is back at a town near you.
And I can remember when this law went into effect, and I do see where this law could be for those who it was, the different situations.
Yeah.
But when you're a known murderer and you've openly admitted,
how are you not go?
I mean, obviously
there needs to be a panel of people that are like, no.
And do they contact?
You're going to kill again. You will see that man's name back in the news.
Yeah.
Remember it. Jesse Rush. It's easy to remember.
It is.
You will see him. And he's a blonde-headed man, kind of short and skinny with a long nose. Like, we should probably put a picture of him so people just know what he looks like.
Yes, because why would he think he wouldn't do this again?
Probably he's in Missouri.
Be vigilant, everyone. Pay attention.
Okay, so back to Angela, guys. Okay, this is the most recent theory, and this is crazy and just comes right out of a movie. This right here. Okay, the most recent theory, and it may be the strongest, police say, about what this came out 4 years ago in 2021.
Oh, so just 4 years ago.
Yes,
okay.
On the 30-year anniversary of Angela's kidnapping. The police
in Clinton.
The Clinton Police Department released a letter. Do you know what a confidential informant is?
Yes.
Okay, let me explain to the listeners. A confidential informant is an individual who secretly provides law enforcement with information about ongoing criminal activities, often in exchange for benefits like reduced charges or monetary compensation. So I guess if you get in trouble, you can become a
Yeah.
yeah.
So if
Okay.
they have like for the most part, it's typically someone who's done minor things
Yes.
that are willing to.
Yes. So the police found this letter in 2021.
It was sent to them then? Like, oh,
No,
they just
no,
released it.
no. So a confidential informant who was working with the Clinton Police Department at that time to help take down this ring received a letter on April 4th, 91, the very same day she was kidnapped.
So the confidential informant received the letter.
Yes, but it didn't come out till 30 years later.
And they
The,
got it the same day. It was like someone had mailed it so they
the
would have.
very same day. And this letter was made out of cutout letters from a magazine.
Of
It was
course.
not handwritten at all. Um, or a newspaper. Like they had
Yeah.
just used all the letters. And it stated that he had been involved in a case where he was a confidential informant and that this was a pretty significant narcotics case that was that probably got disrupted. Anyway, so the police never said they had this letter until a few years ago. Like I just said, the informant, the person that got it, received it at his home and even had his confidential informant number, which nobody should know except him,
Except the
on it.
police.
Yeah,
Like,
and the police.
yeah.
Yes.
So,
So,
ooh.
yeah.
Like, is this an inside job? What's going on here?
Right. So whoever sent this letter knew he was an informant and seems like they probably had someone inside the police who was telling them this. But anyway, this is what the letter said.
Okay, okay.
This is how the letter goes. Hello, and then the number, confidential informant number blank. We know who you are. Once again, his confidential number. People like you deserve what you get. We know where your foxy daughter is and she will see us soon. Tell blank, and I think it was the confidential informer's wife's name. She has our deepest sympathy in her further loss. Goodbye.
What?
That letter was received by the police department on April 4th of 91, but not revealed until 2021.
Okay, so I'm confused what this letter means. Aren't you? I mean,
Yeah, and why did it take so long to bring out? Or did it even come out in 91?
well, yeah, like, okay, so yeah. Number one, when was this? Number
And
two,
there was a huge reward for her.
we know where your foxy daughter is.
Yeah.
Who's foxy daughter?
Okay, so listen. So this letter was probably sent from someone in this narcotics ring who knew they were confidential informants, right? So,
Okay.
well, it just so happens, as he said in the letter, that the confidential informant did have a daughter, and the daughter's name was Angela.
Oh, okay, okay. A different Angela. Not
Well,
Angela Hammond.
well, the police believe this kidnapper got the wrong woman.
So
So they think that she was being targeted as an Angela, but they got the wrong Angela.
So they think whoever did this to her, it was like set up and like he was
Going to
do this because of this drug ring.
Yes, because the confidential informant was involved in a drug ring. So we're going to kill your foxy daughter, basically.
And they thought that was Angela, the Angela, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. Okay.
So
Gosh, if that is the truth, wow.
so that's all we have. That's
Okay.
all we have on that case.
Okay.
So still missing to this day. She's been gone over 3 decades. And I will say I did read up on Rob Schaefer. I felt so bad for that
Oh my
guy.
gosh.
What happened to him? Well, he struggled tremendously with guilt and depression.
Sure.
And I don't know why the guilt, poor guy. Like, I feel like he did everything he could do.
He
My
did.
gosh.
He did.
He seemed like a really stellar boyfriend, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he suffered with guilt and depression. He felt he had failed Angela. He did not. Despite this, he managed to make it to Virginia, where he trained for the National Guard, keeping his promise to Angie for his military plans. He did eventually move away from Clinton, got married, and has his own family.
To me, I bet he was like, yeah, send me to the military, have someone tell me what to do all day because I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
This is so awful.
I think you probably just keep looking forever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that is the Angela Hammond case for the day. Megan, would you like to say a prayer over this case?
Oh my gosh. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So, dear Lord, we come to you today after we've been talking about the Angela Hammond case. And you would just please continue to put your hands and your guidance on this case. And there has to be someone who knows something out there. So please guide that person or persons to help give this family some resolve. And we just will continue to think about Angela and her family and hope that they have been able to, in some way continue on with their life. And yeah, in Lord's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Oh,
For more in this case, check out the resources we use in our research. They are linked in the episode description. If you have any information, you can call the Clinton Police Department at 660-885-5561. The Kansas City Police Department at 816-234-5136. You can also email, if you would prefer that, missingperson@kcpd.org, or the TIPS Tips Hotline at 816-474-8477. It is not too late if you have anything to come aboard and help put the family at ease.
and we will put all of that contact information in the show notes as well. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you would like a little more information about this case, we will have all of that under the Angela Hammond case and our collections on Patreon. So if you'd like to join us there, we also have a new email account for our podcast. The email is Missouri Mayhem Sisters @gmail.com. So if you have a case or a topic from Missouri that you would like us to cover that goes with our podcast, please reach out to us at Missouri Mayhem Sisters @gmail.com. All right. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, stay safe. And thank you for listening. We do really, really appreciate it. This has been Missouri Mayhem, Mystery and Murder. I'm Megan.
And I'm Mindy.
Missouri, you bring the mystery.
And we'll bring the mayhem.
Peace out.